Platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn
Good Monday morning and welcome to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Grant Olson in for Dan Kuntz, and let me explain a little bit what's going on here at the NCW Life channel. A lot of you have emailed and called wondering where Dan is, wondering where Eric is. And Dan is on a planned 2-week vacation. He takes these same 2 weeks every year. So Dan is gone. Eric is dealing with some medical issues right now, some pretty serious ones. So Eric is out indefinitely. So I'm here this morning, and I will be here for tonight's NCW Life Evening News. Don't even know my own show. So I'll be doing news, weather, and sports for that. And I'll be here all week for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for Dan. So I apologize. It's a lot of me TV this week, but it's kind of what we're left with right now. And what we're left with is we start the morning on our Monday, rain showers. And we're seeing that all over our area right now. We're checking in at 36 degrees here in the Wenatchee area. Our rain began about 3:30 this morning. We've picked up about 7 or 8 1/100ths of an inch so far, but boy, as I look around north central Washington, Ephrata also reporting light rain. Omak, light snow up at the airport there. Dryden, also some light rain, and also some light rain out at the Palisades, and we expect more of that today. We'll have more weather coming up for you in a bit. Also coming up for you, news from around north central Washington. We'll have today's obscure holiday, this day in history, and as well birthdays on this date. We'll also take a look at sports from over the weekend and what's coming up this week. Also, Mike Magnotti's opinion. Remember, you're entitled to it. And also next half hour, we will introduce you to 2 of the 10 candidates vying for the 2024 Apple Blossom Royalty and much, much more. All right, let's take a look around the valley right now. And as we begin our Monday morning, we'll begin with the Wenatchee Heights camera, and you can see that it's a little foggy, a lot of low clouds looking down at the valley, and as I mentioned, those light rain showers, which just about all of us are seeing around north central Washington right now. So get ready for a kind of a wet morning commute as you leave the door this morning. Next up, we've got the Omi Gardens Sky-Fi Tower camera. What a beautiful shot looking down the Columbia River, and you can see once again we're socked in right now, an area of low pressure right over the top of Washington State, and that will continue to bring us scattered rain showers throughout the morning and into our afternoon. Now let's take a look at downtown Wenatchee. Here's the Cascadian, very quiet so far at 7:02 this morning, and it will be a wet one, as I mentioned, as you make that morning commute. But boy, how about the weekend? Sunny skies Saturday and Sunday, temperatures near 50, and a lot different situation today. Now let's head up to Chelan and the South Lakeshore camera. Seeing the same kind of situation up in the Chelan area, also reporting 35 degrees right now with a mix of light rain and snow, and that's both in the Chelan and Manson areas. And I'll tell you what, one thing you have to worry about as you get into this morning and traveling, making your morning commute, it's going to be possibly a little bit slick out there. We don't know quite yet if these temperatures at 34 or 35 will make some slick roadways, but be very, very careful out there. And there you go. Patchy black ice is possible this morning. All of you folks that are around that freezing area, and that's the Omak area, Manson, you're at about 31 degrees right now. Up in Dryden, 30 degrees. So you could definitely see some black ice, especially on those bridges. They're usually the slipperiest spots on the roadway. Be careful for that. And as you're walking to and from work this morning, or maybe school, be awfully careful because it will be slick out there. All right, as we move into today and tonight, we do have some mountain snow to tell you about. Winter driving conditions are possible over Loop Loop Pass, and that's up around that Omak area. And you can see on that map 3 to 4 inches is possible. That's, I think, mainly over in the Twisp and Winthrop area, but moving down to the south, Blewett Pass, also 3 to 4 inches of snow is possible during the day today. And there might even be some scattered scattered valley snow as well as we make our way through this Monday. But in the valleys, not much accumulation is expected. And as you can see by that map, up in the northern mountains, also 4 to 6 inches of snow possible. And even if you're traveling on I-90 east into Lookout Pass and maybe into Montana, you will run into some light snow there as well. So let's take a look as we're talking about weather, what we can expect as we make our way through the day today. Rain showers giving way to cloudy skies tonight. Once this storm pushes through, we could see some patchy fog overnight tonight. The low temperatures tonight, mainly in those mid-30s. Getting you into tomorrow, cloudy skies. That first storm system will move through. Kind of an in-between storm system day. We'll see warmer temperatures on Tuesday with highs tomorrow in those low 40s. For midweek Wednesday, partly cloudy skies, a ridge of high pressure trying to nose into the Pacific Northwest, and that'll keep our weather fairly quiet for midweek. We'll see highs in the low to mid 40s on Wednesday, so expect very nice weather midweek this week. For Thursday, partly cloudy skies once again. It's going to be a nice day with high temperatures on Thursday into those low 40s, and then by the end of the week on Friday, pretty much the same story. We're going to see partly cloudy skies. There is an area of low pressure. Notice in the top left-hand corner of your screen, that will begin to affect us as we get into the upcoming weekend, but we're talking high or low 40s for high temperatures on Friday with that ridge of high pressure. And then our flow will change to the northwest, and that'll bring us more clouds and maybe even a 30% chance of rain. I think most of those rain showers will be late in the day, early evening showers. Still going to stay mild though, with high temperatures Saturday in the low 40s. And then by the end of our forecast on Sunday, a good ridge of high pressure up and over the Pacific Northwest. That'll keep that area of low pressure off the British Columbia coast at bay at least for a couple of days. Your high temperature on Sunday, boy, very nice in the low to mid 40s. All right, taking a look at your 7-day forecast. Yeah, 38 are expected high today, an 80% chance that rain will continue throughout our day today. 36 overnight tonight, and then a very quiet week ahead. Tuesday right through Friday. We'll see 41 on Tuesday, 43 for both Wednesday and Thursday, partly cloudy, and 41 on Friday. And then getting you into that upcoming weekend. Once again, really our only chance for rain other than today will be on Saturday, and it's a 30% chance of mainly evening showers Saturday, high of 42. And then as we get into Sunday, back to a mix of clouds and sun. It will be mild to end our weekend with high temperatures right around 43 degrees. And that is a look at your north central Washington weather forecast. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll take a look at news from around the area as Wake Up Wenatchee Valley continues right after this.
NCW Life Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in north central Washington. Programming on NCW Life would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
Come see how very different you will feel in your Bullfrog Spa.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
Snow piles up quickly. Remove it just as quickly with Kubota compact and utility tractors. Rated #1 in durability and owner experience, they're built to take on winter with front and rear mount snow blowers, blades, and rotary sweepers. Get select Kubota tractors for 0 down, 2.99% APR for up to 84 months, plus save up to $800 on qualifying snow attachments. See your local Kubota dealer today.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. 7:10 now and 36 degrees on this Monday morning. I'm Grant Olson in for Dan Kuntz. Time to take a look at news. A Wenatchee man pleaded guilty this week to burglarizing a Douglas County fruit supplier and made off with nearly $8,000 worth of tools and technology. 35-year-old Nick Gwynn entered a plea on Thursday in Douglas County Superior Court to 2 charges each of second-degree burglary and third-degree theft for November 1st burglary at Oval Fruit Company in Orondo, where he stole tools like a table saw, chainsaw, impact hammer, and a compressor, along with 2 iPads. Gwynn was arrested by sheriff's deputies 2 weeks later. In exchange for his plea, he faces a likely term of residential drug rehabilitation rather than jail when he's sentenced on February 15th. Chelan-Douglas Port Commissioner J.C. Baldwin has spent 6 months on the state's Transportation Commission, even though the legislature has yet to vote on her nomination. Baldwin was appointed last June by Governor Jay Inslee and testified last week before the Senate Transportation Committee, where 12th District Senator Brad Hawkins is a member. State law allows commission appointees to serve even if the legislature does not hold a vote before its current session ends on March 7th. The committee may act Monday to recommend her nomination to the Senate.
As a central Washington resident, sort of what unique perspectives do you feel like you can contribute to the conversation around transportation? We appreciate the regional diversity on the commission, and since a lot of our residents live in the central Puget Sound, maybe they don't always think about the unique opportunities and challenges in Chelan County and elsewhere. So what's your elevator pitch when you're in Seattle around the important needs statewide?
Okay, I'm just trying to think of how much of it I can actually say publicly. Honestly, the rural communities are so important and frankly quite underserved in so many areas, and transportation is one of those. And again, going back to preservation, I think you see more of more roads in disrepair in the rural communities than we do. I know it's everywhere, but I think it's more prominent in the rural communities, and that's where it's most important. Again, back to agriculture, we've got heavy trucks, we have product we need to get to our ports and across our state, and we need to look more closely at what we have going on in central and eastern Washington.
In other news, late last week, the entire Washington congressional delegation, including U.S. Senators Cantwell, Murray, and Representative Schreier and Newhouse, sent a letter to U.S. Secretary of Agriculture Tom Vilsack requesting a secretarial disaster designation for the 2023 fresh sweet cherry harvest. The 2023 season brought extreme temperatures and heavy rainfall, resulting in an oversupply of harvest. Many growers suffered economic losses. If a disaster declaration is passed, as the letter urges, sweet cherry growers will be able to gain access to low-interest emergency loans that will help them going into the 2024 season. Well, the way Chelan County enforces its building codes has undergone a big change in the last few years, moving into the sheriff's purview. Code Enforcement Deputy Zach Wenzel explained the process recently in an interview with the Chelan County Connection podcast.
Code enforcement went over to the sheriff's office in 2021. There's a big change to have commissioned deputies do code enforcement. Douglas County is doing it now. Grant County, I think, was the first. So the region's seeing a big change for commissioned deputies doing code enforcement. So our main function is enforce the Chelan County Code, and that's a wide variety of code. We also, for the sheriff, we do civil papers. We do evictions, postings. We serve protection orders. So all the civil paperwork the code enforcement deputies do for the sheriff, as well as code enforcement.
The operations director for the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce is now Wenatchee's newest city council member. Chelsea Ewer was named on Friday, last week, to take the vacant seat left in Council District 2 after Mike Poyer was elevated to mayor. Ewer, who's 39 years old, was one of 9 applicants to fill the post. She was appointed by a vote of the council after a series of candidate interviews. She told the council she wants to put housing and economic development on top of her agenda. Well, Luke Davies, the chief administrator who helped steady the Chelan Douglas Health District at the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic, is leaving the agency effective March 1st. The two-county public health agency announced Davies' resignation in a press release on Friday morning. The Orondo native became director in January of 2021 after the health district underwent major upheavals, including a series of 3 interim directors in just 6 months during the pandemic state of emergency. The health district says its governing board will work to transition to new leadership over the next month. Davies told NCW Life News Friday he feels the timing for his departure is right.
I was really glad for the opportunity to come back to my hometown and serve the place where I grew up. And so, you know, having gone through COVID-19, worked with the incredible staff that I've been able to work with here. I've been really thinking for the last couple of months about, you know, what does the next step look like? What does the next step for the agency look like? What does the next step for me look like? And really came down to deciding probably the best thing for myself and the agency is to look for different opportunities and to encourage and improve or to help the other staff and management transition to a new beginning, a new chapter. And it felt like the right time to make that transition.
Governor Jay Inslee has joined forces with the Washington Department of Commerce to devote $85 million in grant funding to adding roughly 5,000 new electric vehicle charging stations across Washington. 5 new local stations will be coming soon as part of that project. Although the installation has not yet been scheduled, the locations have been determined. A public station will be installed at Pybus Public Market. A private station will be added at Douglas County PUD in East Wenatchee, and the remaining private stations will be installed at 3 different Catholic charity locations in Wenatchee. And that is a look at this morning's news. And don't forget, we will have all the latest news, weather, and sports coming up tonight right here on the NCW Life Evening News. All right, when we come back, we will take a look at sports, today's obscure holiday, this day in history, and birthdays. It's 7:17, and you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
Most of us are in touch with the internet in one way or another all day long. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, and in touch. Local cares about your connection. We know strong, reliable internet with your choice of speed makes life better. If you need fast, reliable internet, or maybe an upgrade, or you just have questions, connect with us by visiting localtel.com or call 509-888-8888 today.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this Monday. I'm Grant Olson in for Eric, or I should say Dan Kuntz. I'm going to be in for Eric Granstrom in sports tonight, but 36 degrees right now at 7:19, and yeah, some light rain out there, so bundle up as you head out the door for work or school. Time now to take a look at sports on this Monday. Now that the football season is nearly over, college basketball is gaining momentum with television viewership. One of the must-see events in the Northwest Saturday was Washington at Washington State in men's college basketball. The Huskies and Cougars took to overtime to settle it, with Washington State coming out on top 90-87.
Overconfident there. Wheeler. Send it back. That's Jones on the block. Rice 2-on-1. Jones to finish. Rice sets up Jones, who dunks. Overtime. But the double team with that fake screen up top. They're double teaming Oscar Clough. Miles Rice. First point since the first half. Cougars up 3. So I don't know what they're looking at. There's clearly no ball hit the rim. Beautiful three-point shot. Great defense by Wheeler has to kick the ball out now. There's too much time gone. Brooks missing. Yakumovsky with the ball. It's held. It's held, and the possession will come back. Isaac Jones high above. And it's Brooks. No foul. Washington State wins.
What a game. Former Wenatchee Valley College center Isaac Jones was a key cog in that Cougar win. Jones finished with a team-high 20 points for Washington State. Meanwhile, things got ugly down the stretch in Spokane Saturday as Gonzaga fell to St. Mary's 64-62. Fans decided to take their ire out on the officials in the closing moments by throwing garbage on the court.
In the last couple of minutes, Mark Few is beside himself right now. And we're going to show you the angle. Mahaney was out of bounds. First of all, that's a kick ball. Should have been called. The second one is this. He's out of bounds. And we've got people throwing stuff onto the floor. And this is going to result in a technical. There's trash everywhere on the floor right now. We've had drinks thrown over the top of us. Can't do that. And they're still throwing even though they've been told to stop. Yeah, you can't do that. I am really surprised with the sheer amount of what was thrown on the floor. And there's a lot of wet spots now that are going to have to be cleaned up. This wasn't one or two. This was the entire student section. And Randy Ben's like, that should be a technical foul. And he's right. Listen, I give the Kennel a lot of credit. They are one of the best student sections in the country. You cannot do that.
Wow, wild scene at the Kennel to end that one. St. Mary's, by the way, remained unbeaten in West Coast League play, while Gonzaga lost its second game in conference action. In other scores, Eastern Washington beat Montana 65 rather. Ranked teams from the Southwest took it to our Pac-12 schools here in the Northwest over the weekend. 6th-ranked Colorado beat Washington State Friday 63-57, and then beat Washington on Sunday 80-57. 20th-ranked Utah downed the Huskies Friday 83-65 before beating the Cougars yesterday 73-61. Saturday saw 19th-ranked Gonzaga demolish Pacific 104-39. Eastern Washington edged Montana 61-56. It was a rough weekend for the Wenatchee Wild on the road in WHL play. Despite several golden opportunities at the net Friday, Wenatchee fell at Kamloops by a final of 4-1. Insult was added to injury late in the game with an own goal nearly the length of the ice.
Michael goes to Barros. Barros back to Kelly, now to center ice. Kelly gains the zone, dropping Kai Matthew. Matthew and shooting! Glove save. What is a 4th place team in the conference? Puck comes to, oh look out, give it up in front. Stopped by Ernst. One save, and that's picked up on the rebound. Ernst, I think, confused about who was going to pick up that puck, and the Wild did first. Barros now firster. Top circle. Midpoint Barros. Barros back to Finney. Rink wide, one-timer. It's loose in front. Tip score! Room here for the Wild.
2 minutes each for roughing. The penalty's at 16 minutes.
All right, Blazers to center. It's Logan Barrows. Hill knocking ahead to Finney. Finney cutting into the goal shot. Score! Wing pass has some room. Briley Wood has options. Wood centers a puck in front. Loose puck, and they score. That puck changed directions in front. Evan Friesen was getting to the goal, and Evan Friesen was able to score off the rush. And the Wild are on the board. 5:37 into the second period. Puts on the break, stops, finds the trailer this time. That was blocked away by Kelly. Off the end wall, puck in front. Ernst, 1 save, 2 save, 3 save. How did that stay out? Dylan Ernst. Just a trio of saves in tight. He's on top of the puck. With it, Blazers back on the attack. Svetlikov has a man in front of the goal. Backhand! Oh, what a stop, Hauser! This time Hauser stops Finney. Late in the period, off this face-off, Brunik attacking the goal. Dished off, side of the goal. One whack, they jam in, scores! Just wait, just wait. Referee says no goal. That puck went in, though. But McCracken, the official, had terrible visual of it because he was in the far corner. I think that puck was poked in. Red light went on, and then the net was knocked off. The Blazers feel like they've scored here. There was a scrum. They'll look at this, but this should be a good goal. Trying to get free and does. Centered it in front. It'll bounce to Sword. At the midpoint, Sword dishes off at 6-on-5. That pass, look out. That could be an own goal. All the way back toward the net. Are you kidding me? The Wild just scored on themselves from 180 feet down the ice. A pass back to the blue line.
Things didn't get any better Sunday in Everett, with the Silvertips scoring 6 unanswered goals after Evan Friesen scored his second goal of the weekend. Wenatchee hopes for better luck at home Wednesday when they host Tri-Cities at 6 o'clock. For tickets, go to WenatcheeWildHockey.com. All right, turning now to prep basketball. Eastmont on Friday beat Eisenhower on the road 66-45. It was West Valley topping Moses Lake 85-46. In CWAC play, Sela topped Ephrata 60-50. For the B schools, Lake Roosevelt lost a non-leaguer to Columbia Burbank 66-54. The first round of the District 6 2B tournament saw Tenasket top Manson 52-48. And Okanagan beat Liberty Bell 60-40. In other 1B play Friday, Soap Lake throttled Thorpe 77-32, while Riverside Christian beat Waterville Mansfield 67-56. On the girls' floor Saturday, Eastmont beat Eisenhower 61-31. West Valley edged Moses Lake 58-50. Sela down to Ephrata 66-39. Waterville Mansfield had no trouble with Riverside Christian winning big 72-12. The one boys score from Saturday had Wilson Creek down Thorpe 51-43. Meanwhile, in the District 6 2B girls tournament Saturday, Brewster dominated Manson 70-14. The tournament continues today with Liberty Bell at Lake Roosevelt at 6 o'clock. The winner of tonight's game will face Okanagan on Wednesday at 7:30 at Omak High School. The first game Wednesday night features Brewster at Tenasket at 6. District and sub-regional wrestling tournaments were held over the weekend. Wenatchee hosted the District 6 4A boys tournament with Sunnyside dominating. Moses Lake took second, with Eastmont coming in third. Moses Lake's Dwayne Zamora, Drayden Gaither, Trenton Vasquez, and Ian Anderson all took second in their weight classes. The Mavericks' Dayton Regan was a champion at 150 pounds, while Wenatchee's Joe Skyleman was first at 175. Eastmont's Ricky Kalunga Jr. grabbed the 190-pound district title. Wenatchee's Luke Flugie was also a champion at 215 pounds. The top 3 wrestlers from district advanced to regionals. Meanwhile, the girls wrestled at Eisenhower High School on Saturday in the sub-regional, with Sunnyside capturing the team championship. Davis was second, with Moses Lake third. Sub-regional national champions included Eastmont's Gloria Diaz and Moses Lake's Ashley Naranjo, also Reese Prescott. The wrestlers listed here also advanced to state after a top 3 finish over the weekend. They combined the 1A, 1B, 2B wrestlers at OMAC over the weekend, with Okanagan coming out the overall champion. Tenasket was second. Kashmir topped the 1A schools, with OMAC and Cascade following behind. And that is a look at sports. 7:29 now on your Monday morning, still holding steady at 36 degrees, and time now to take a look at our obscure holiday. Today is World Nutella Day. It's also National Weather Person's Day. Thank you. National Wear Red Day, celebrated annual on the first Friday during the month of February. In the U.S., National Wear Red Day is a holiday in which men and women wear the color red to raise awareness about the #1 health problem that affects American women, and that's heart disease. Today is also Bubblegum Day, so get out that bubble gum. That's not a bad thing. And also National Shower with a Friend Day. That's right, Shower with a Friend Day is a holiday that illustrates quite well how a holiday can be started with one intention and then over time morph into something else. This holiday was first started to encourage people to shower with a shower filter. Yes, that was the intention of this holiday. While many people are probably still celebrating this holiday in that way, there are actually some people who might be celebrating this holiday literally by taking a shower with a friend. Why not? Saves water, and February is a cold month, and taking a shower can be a lonely endeavor, so why not shower with your spouse or significant other? Yeah, National Shower with a Friend Day started innocently enough in 2014 when New Wave Envirora, I hope I said that right. That's a company that was established in 1993 and is known for making high-quality water filtration systems. They started this holiday as a marketing tool to encourage people to buy filters. The advertising recommended that people shower with their new friend, their new shower filter. We're not sure how successful this marketing campaign ended up being, but we do know that this holiday has since taken on a life of its own. Well, speaking of showers, on average, Americans take anywhere from 6.6 to 6.7 showers a week. I'm not sure how you can take 0.6 or 0.7 showers, but the average shower lasts approximately, get this, 14 minutes. Do you shower for 14 minutes? It takes me about 5. Males tend to take more showers than females. Females tend to take more baths than males. 58% of Americans take their shower in the morning, while 68% of all people admit to using the shower to relax. It's been estimated that 73% of all Americans have shared their shower with their significant other. 48% of women with male spouses says not cleaning the shower is their biggest complaint about their partner, while 37% of consumers want to use water more responsibly. They don't want to sacrifice shower performance to conserve water. And that is a look at today's obscure holiday. Now it's time for this day in history. On this date on February 5th, 1917, the Congress of the United States passes the Immigration Act of 1917 over President Woodrow Wilson's veto. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuge of your teeming shores, alcoholics, anarchists, contract laborers, criminals, convicts, and epileptics. Yes, feeble-minded persons as well. All right, also coming up on this day in history, February 5th, 1958, during a practice exercise, an F-86 fighter plane collided with a B-47 that was carrying a hydrogen bomb. The pilot of the fighter safely ejected. The crew of the bomber jettisoned the hydrogen bomb so it wouldn't detonate in the plane crash. The bomber landed safely, known as the Tybee bomb, and is lost by the U.S. Air Force off the coast of Savannah, Georgia, never to be recovered. February 5th, 1985, the mayor of Rome and the mayor of Carthage met in Tunis to sign a treaty of friendship, officially ending the Third Punic War, which lasted 2,131 years. Also, 2006 on this date, 15 years ago, Super Bowl 40, the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Seattle Seahawks 21-10 in Detroit. Officiating, the coach was Mike Holmgren, and that was the first Super Bowl broadcast in high definition, and it was also the last Super Bowl broadcast by ABC Network. The first Super Bowl played on field turf. All previous Super Bowls prior to that were played on either natural grass or AstroTurf. The Steelers were the first number 6 seed to win the Super Bowl. The halftime show included the Rolling Stones. Also in 2012, February 5th, Super Bowl 46, the New York Giants beat the New England Patriots 21-17 in Indianapolis. The Giants set a new record for the lowest regular season record by a Super Bowl champion. The halftime show featured Madonna and was the highest rated Super Bowl halftime show. A few years later, just a couple of years ago, Super Bowl 51, the New England Patriots beat the Atlanta Falcons 34-28 in Houston. It was the largest comeback in Super Bowl history, with the Patriots overcoming a 28-point deficit to emerge victorious. And due to the comeback, the Falcons blow that 20-point lead and would enter NFL lore. The game was also the first to date and the only Super Bowl to be decided in overtime. Also, birthdays on this date include Hale Blaine, American session drummer. He's the most recorded studio drummers in the history of the music industry, claiming over 35,000 sessions and 6,000 singles. Also on this date, happy birthday to Hank Aaron, who would have turned around 90 years old today. He held the home run record for years before Barry Bonds broke it. Also, happy birthday to former Dallas Cowboys quarterback Roger Staubach. He was named the #1 Dallas Cowboy of all time, according to a poll conducted by the Dallas Morning News. All right, coming up next, we have Everyone is Entitled to Mike Magnotti's Opinion and 2 interviews with top 10 candidates. We have Betsy Gomez-Aviles and Janissa Hepton. That will come up as we come back from break. And I also want to mention Alpine Air, our platinum sponsor for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. For all your heating and cooling needs, contact Alpine Air, and thank you so much for them. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley continues on this Monday right after this. Stay with us.
The Clearwater Saloon and Casino has the best Vegas-style games in East Wenatchee. Come enjoy yourself and discover the nightly action. Win big and meet new friends at the Clearwater Saloon and Casino.
The Wenatchee Valley. Here, most of us really enjoy the great outdoors, and most of us try to make the most of our natural resources. Here at Apple Valley Honda, we know that for generations, we have harnessed nature to sustainably power the West, and we are proud to be part of that tradition as an Environmentally Green Dealership Award winner. Being a green dealership means Apple Valley Honda has reduced our overall environmental impact. We are so proud to live in this wonderful community.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
It's cold outside and time to make sure your loved ones are safe and secure at home during the cold months ahead. Aging in Adult Care has low-cost, in-home care options for seniors, adults with disabilities, and for caregivers assisting relatives or friends. Services like housekeeping, personal care, and home-delivered meals can make such a difference for you or someone you know. These services and more are available by calling Aging in Adult Care's offices at 1-800-572-4459.
The new Hummer EV is everything you want in an all-electric vehicle. It's powerful, reliable, comfortable, and will take you anywhere you want to go, on-road or off. Why buy one of those lesser EVs when you can have one that uses them for traction? Order your Hummer pickup or SUV today from Sangster Motors, batteries included.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I do some adoption work. I think you know that. And now and then, mostly what I do is what we call family adoption, in which a step-parent, usually a guy, frankly, is stepping up to adopt his wife's children. Well, when this type of adoption occurs, the adoption petitioner, like I said, usually the dad, is accepting all legal and social and economic responsibility to those children who, although they aren't his biological kids, have the same rights and relationship the new dad has to any biological children that might be in the relationship. To make this point, I always tell the prospective adopted parent, yes, you now have the authority to sign the child's field trip permission slips, but they also become your heir and they're going to inherit your stuff. Now, happily, most of these prospective parents just are very happy and eager to accept all this responsibility. And then I tell them there's no act of love more important than what they're doing to provide a secure parent for a child. And I admire the hell out of them for it. It's great, adoption. And this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Coverage of the Apple Blossom Royalty Selection Pageant on the NCW Life Channel is brought to you by our gold supporter, Town Auto Group. Your community, your family, your Town Auto Group.
Continuing our series of conversations as we get to know and you get to know the top 10 royalty candidates as we count down to February 10th at the America Performing Arts Center and the Royalty Selection Pageant presented by Kashmir Valley Bank from Wenatchee High School. Introduce yourself to our television family.
Hello, I'm Betsy Gomez, and I'm one of the top 10 candidates for Apple Blossom.
We were just talking off the air before we're getting ready to roll tape. Okay. Being in mariachi, as you are, and been in mariachi for a long time, you're not necessarily going to have to deal with any kind of stage fright on pageant night because you're performing. You're not just hoping to get in the top 3 or maybe the queen itself, but you're also putting on a show. You guys will be rehearsing, you'll be dancing, you'll be doing different kinds of things. So you're going to be okay on stage with about 600 people looking at you, right?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I've been in front of much larger crowds than that before, and I think it's just something that I've gotten used to over the years, especially being in mariachi for, 7 years now. So I do still get a little bit of stage fright, but not as much. I'm able to control it and keep my composure on stage.
It's about 1:30 on Friday afternoon as we record this interview, so are you missing a class right now to be here?
I am missing a class. I'm missing my 3rd period AVID class right now.
3rd period AVID is?
AVID is a college-bound class, so it helps kids, especially first-generation students, get to the right path to college. But I mean, technically, I already am in college through Running Start, but it's really helped me keep up with my classes and stay on top of all of my work.
Everybody's doing Running Start, something that was not available to me when I was in high school 40-odd years ago. I'm not going to tell you how long I've been out of high school. It's a good thing, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it definitely is. I mean, there is advanced placement classes that you can take at the high school for college credit, but I just think it's so much easier to do it at the local community college, and it's just such a great resource because they pay for your classes too.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
Free school in college
free
is
school.
Good. Yeah,
Especially
I turned down all kinds of scholarships.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't get any scholarship at all. They don't offer scholarships for goofing off. Trust me on that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back to November 6th of last year. That was mandatory meeting day. If you want to be an Apple Blossom royalty, you have to come to this meeting. and Darcy stands up there and tells you what to expect if you decide I'm in. What was that decision like? Did you say, for a long time you said, when I get to be a senior, I'm going to go for it, or was it a last-second thing? Talk about that.
I mean, I think, well, I've been born and raised here in Wenatchee my whole life, so Apple Blossom is just something that I've grown up with and something that I always look forward to in the springtime. And a part of me just always knew that I wanted to do something like this when I was older. And it's such a great opportunity, especially because it's so unique to our valley. So, I mean, I didn't want to let this chance pass on.
And they didn't scare you, because they try to scare you a little bit.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That first meeting was scary. Like, I got that huge packet that they gave all the girls, and I wasn't sure what to expect.
Since November 6th, and for that matter, when you made the top 10 for the big pageant, how much have you changed? What have you discovered about yourself since November 6th and from just a couple of weeks ago when they parted the curtain and you walked out amongst the 10? What have you learned about yourself?
That I can be on time to things. I was always such, like, I was late to every single thing. Like, anybody who really knows me knows that if you tell me to be somewhere at a specific time, I'll usually show up like probably 20 minutes late, sometimes even later, but this has really kept me on top of that and made me a more punctual person for sure.
Well, punctuality is great, and it's also structured too. What they have, once you're into the top 10, your life is basically planned for like a month.
Oh, yeah.
From people who are total strangers to you, for the most part, going into this, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have our whole schedule. The day we got selected as top 10, we got a packet with our schedule for the following month, everything at a specific time, and yeah, I mean, it's been definitely life-changing, but it's a great opportunity. I wouldn't change this for the world.
You're already a better person just in the last month or so since you made top 10?
I really do think so. I mean, the whole process has put us through so much different things and taught us a whole bunch of new things. And yeah, I definitely feel like a new person than I was before I started this whole process.
On Saturday, the 10th of February, you're going to get up, you're going to have a big breakfast, I assume, because it's a big day. And then the process starts really in earnest. I mean, you're going to be meeting with the judges and all the way through, all day long, and then pageant itself, which is a huge part of the final score. And you're going to be spending the entire day being judged by people whose job it is to judge you. Are you ready to be judged? I guess I'm trying to think of the best way to put that, but that's what's going to happen.
I mean, if I'm completely honest, I think this whole process that we've been put through is preparing us enough, and I think that I am ready, or I will be ready for pageant day. Yeah, I mean,
it's a nerve-wracking day, and the judges, they're not trying to make you look bad.
Yeah,
they just want to get to know you. That's all there is to it.
I mean, I just feel like as long as I'm myself and I'm not being someone or pretending to be someone that I'm not, then I'll do good in the process, and the judges will be able to see that. That's
a good lesson for going through life as well.
Oh,
let me tell you, Betsy. So when the day is done, your obligations have been fulfilled. Nobody's asking anything of your time. It's just your time to be you, just to chill, to find your center, your inner peace, your space, whatever it is. What do you do? Do you read a book? Do you listen to music? What do you do to put yourself back on your center, on your true north?
I really like going to the gym and working out. That's something that I really enjoy doing. I feel like it just helps me clear my mind and de-stress, especially after these long Apple Blossom days. And I also really like playing music, playing my violin, as I mentioned before. It's just something that brings me peace as well.
Do you play just mariachi, or do you play different kinds of pieces on your violin?
I have dabbled a little bit into classical music, and that's what I originally started off with, actually. And I eventually made the switch to mariachi, but it just depends on whether I have class that day and I have new pieces of music to practice on. But sometimes I will go online and just find music to start playing.
Last question, then we'll cut you loose. How's the gown thing working out for you, the formal gown? Because I've talked to your other candidates, and they'd love the dress they picked out.
I would say the same. I really loved the dress that I picked out, and it was actually the first one I tried on. It's funny because when I went to Sweetheart Bridal, the day that I had my consultation, they told us that usually when Apple Blossom girls come to pick out their gowns, they end up leaving with the first dress they try on. And I didn't think too much about that until it really was the first dress that I tried on. but I just have some minor alterations I need to fix, and I should be good for pageant night.
Well, have fun on the 10th. Not just pageant night, but all day.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We're looking forward to seeing you on television if we're not going to be there at the pack itself.
Okay, I look forward to seeing you all
Best
there
of luck.
too. Thank you.
And you're watching the NCW Life channel.
Coverage of the Apple Blossom Royalty Selection Pageant on the NCW Life channel is brought to you by Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista in Wenatchee and East Wenatchee. Their entire campus embraces a philosophy of healthy, fulfilled living to encourage happiness and longevity as they strive to help patients achieve the purposeful, active lifestyle they deserve.
Continuing our profiles of the top 10 lovely young ladies, 3 of them on Saturday night, February 10th, will be a member of the Washington State Apple Blossom Royal Court for the 105th Apple Blossom Festival. They've had so many of them, I've lost track at this point. Janissa, introduce yourself to our television family.
Hello, I'm Janissa Hepton. I'm a senior at Wenatchee High School.
Back on November, what was it, 6th, the mandatory meeting? Was that correct? November 6th?
I believe so.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
You got the letter, you're a senior, you're eligible to run for Apple Blossom, you have the GPA requirements, which is for somebody who's in Honor Society. I don't suppose the GPA requirement is really nothing you had to worry about. Was that something you were looking forward to? Was it a last second thing? Was it like when you were 8, you said, when that time comes, I'm going for it? Talk about the decision process to go ahead and say, I'm going to find out what's going on in November 6th.
So I've always kind of known that I wanted to be a part of Apple Blossom since really little. Apple Blossom has been a really big part of like my family and all of that sort of thing. So I've always kind of known that it was something I at least wanted to try for. And definitely as the date came closer for the meeting and I had already signed up and filled out my application, I definitely was just really giddy going into it, and I was just really excited to get started. And then once we had the meeting, I was 100% sure I knew that I wanted to do this. And
even though Darcy and her staff are very straightforward.
Oh yeah.
With you and your parents or your guardians,
Oh, yeah.
They say this is a serious commitment, and you're going to represent the Valley. And they kind of try and scare you away. It doesn't
I
seem to work.
definitely think they did try. They definitely made us known that it was a difficult process and a lot of effort had to go into it. But I don't know, that's something I enjoy doing. I love being a part of my community and pushing myself to do difficult things, even if, they just seem really hard, but I don't know, it's something I'm really excited about.
It's Friday morning, 9:30-ish as we record this. So what class are you missing right now?
I'm missing pre-calc, but luckily I went ahead and finished my final a day early, so I wouldn't miss it.
Pre-calculus. Have fun with that.
Oh, yeah.
Since November 6th and even since top 10, what have you learned about yourself as a person? Things maybe you didn't know or maybe suspected, but now you confirm. What have you learned about yourself since this process began?
I definitely know that I'm a very kind of stressed out person, I will say. Like, I definitely have found that with all of the things that have been going on, that I'm very focused on making sure that everything is right as I think it should be. I'm very punctual. I like to make sure that I'm as prepared as I can be. And I guess that's something I sort of knew coming into this about myself, but I've definitely seen that side come out a lot more during this process.
You're a voracious reader.
Yes.
You consume books left and right and
yes.
every spare time that you have. Talk about this special place at Walla Walla Point Park where you like to...
So my favorite place, okay, not to sound creepy, but I'm also a vivid people watcher. So my favorite tree at Walla Walla is this big tree that's right next to the parking lot and directly across from the playground. And sometimes I'll spend hours just reading and I won't look up or even notice that anyone's around me. But other times I just kind of like to look up here and there and kind of watch other people's interactions and play out what I think they're doing and how their life is.
And that's as good a place as any to do it.
Oh, yeah.
And what about, have you seen these e-bikes? They're everywhere now.
Oh,
on the loop?
Insane. I've seen people fall off of them. I've seen a lot of things with those. I'm a little scared to try it myself.
On Saturday of the pageant, it's an all-day process. You know that. There'll be one-on-one interviews with the judges and various other things, and then the pageant itself. So for that day, for a good 10 hours, you're going to be judged by people who judge people. This is what they do. Are you comfortable being judged like that?
So it is a little intimidating knowing that how I sit, how I smile, all of that sort of stuff is being quite literally judged. But I also think it's exciting that I'm preparing myself for this for, you know, a little over a month, knowing what I'm gonna need to do and that sort of thing. So I'm kind of excited and anticipating that day coming, and at that time I know I'll feel prepared and I've done all that I can.
Let's close out with this. When the day is over, the obligations have been met, you've done your homework, the time is yours to do whatever it is that you want to do to be you. What's your center of gravity? What do you do? Do you read a book? Do you listen to music? Do you just, what's your me time favorite activity?
I think it kind of depends on what sort of things I had that day. So on a much less stressful day, I'll usually do some reading and I'll put on my diffuser and just kind of chill out and do all that. But on days when it's been really stressful and I've just had go all day, I like to sit down and write poetry, kind of all about what happened during the day, how I felt about it, and just kind of diffuse in that way and be able to sort out all of my crazy thoughts and feelings and all of that.
It's true, if you read a lot, you're a better writer. It's
yes,
true. Yeah.
I like to think so.
Absolutely. Best of luck on Saturday night.
Thank you.
And thanks for spending some time out. And I'll write a note to your pre-calc teacher.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
And you're watching the NCW Life channel.
The day after I met her, I called and asked her to go on a date with me, and we came to Abby's Pizza for our first date.
Eating it across from each other, I'll never forget it. This place is special.
It's barbecue chicken pizza season at Abby's Legendary Pizza, baby. Featuring our flavorful pizza sauce and a 3-cheese blend, layered with BBQ sauce, chicken, and onions. Order your hot and fresh feast now at abbys.com. A legendary pizza tradition.
Highlander Golf Course is proud to announce their 2 new state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulators with over 80 courses of virtual golf to choose from year-round. Or try their Laser Shot simulated firearm program, or gaming with football, basketball, and much more. Enjoy Highlander food and drink service from their full-service bar and grill in the comfort of their simulator room. Call the Highlander Pro Shop to book your time at 884-4653. That's 884-4653.
Your home runs on hot water. From the kitchen, to the bath, to the laundry. So Rheem offers a wide variety of water heaters, from traditional models to ones smart enough to tell you how much hot water is available. On second thought, perhaps the laundry can wait.
.58 now on your Monday morning. 35 degrees in the Wenatchee area with some light rain and mist. And taking a look at our forecast as we move ahead through today and the rest of our week, about 38 degrees for a high today. Yeah, rain showers will be likely on and off throughout the day. 36 overnight tonight. Some clouds on Tuesday and 41. And boy, then a nice stretch of days. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We are looking at partly cloudy skies each one of those days. 43 for the high on Wednesday and Thursday, 41 your high temperature on Friday, and then moving into the upcoming weekend on Saturday, mostly cloudy. We will see a 30% chance of mainly afternoon and early evening showers, 42 the high Saturday, and then ending our 7-day forecast on Sunday and finishing off our weekend. Should be a nice one. Partly cloudy skies. It will be mild with high temperatures right around 43 degrees. And we talked about this at the top of the show this morning. Black ice could be a possibility out there, especially where temperatures are hovering around that freezing mark. Bridges especially could be very slippery this morning as you make that morning commute. So with the rain, some areas, Omak, Okanagan, over into Twisp, Winthrop, seen snow showers this morning. So Loop Pass could be very slick this morning. So just be careful as you're traveling over Loop Pass or anywhere where temperatures are hovering right around that freezing mark. All right, that should do it for our weather forecast this morning, and that'll do it for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this Monday as well. Once again, Dan Kuntz will be out the rest of this week. I will be filling in for Dan through the week, and I hope you join me again later on for the NCW Life Evening News at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. I'm Grant Olson, hoping you have a great day, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow morning.
Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the Live It Up Show, the show where we explore and discuss how to take your life to that next level and beyond. We cover health, wealth, relationships, and how to create a life that feels good, because after all, that's what we want. We want to feel good. I'm your host and coach, Fletcher Ellingson, and today on the show, we'll be visiting with Angela Collins, who is the creator of Compassionate Parent Coaching. Angela specializes in coaching and supporting parents of LGBTQIA children, and this is a very important topic and one that's near and dear